Yeah, it's charging. Oh no, no, I don't. Bring it for me. But no, be careful. Don't move anything. I'll get it.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm going to bring in our very own co host, actually, the host of this show, Joel Polo.
What's going
Welcome,
on?
welcome.
What's going on? How you doing, Bree?
I'm doing excellent. We're doing it different this month.
Yeah, man. Look at us, being all virtual and everything like that. Because we made a promise to be consistent, and that's what we're gonna do by any means necessary.
Absolutely. I think there's still, there we go. There we go. So, I guess you could do how we normally do it,
Yep.
sharing the people, how this all got started, especially those that are going to listen back on the replay, right?
Hmm. Yep.
So we could just share that. This style is much different from what we're accustomed to, but
Definitely.
we here. So
Yeah,
go ahead.
man. We gotta use technology, man. Listen, as you guys are coming in here, I see some of you here on the chat already. Mackley, what's going on, brother? Great to see you. Great to see you. Hope your sister and your mom is probably enjoying this with you, guys. This has been an incredible experience. And is this month number 5 for us?
This is not month number 5 of consistency.
Wow, wow. We have been consistent for the past 5 months, guys. God brought us, me and Bree, together earlier this year, and we just was sitting in the conference room, just game planning, for our business. And at
Mhm.
the same token, we came. It hit us like, we want to, because we're all believe in generational wealth, and we always believe about living and building a legacy, and we always felt like there is a community that really can benefit from what we know, and they don't know yet that they can benefit from it because they don't have the information. So we decided to come together and say, what, we're going to dedicate once a month. We're going to choose a Saturday, and if you're in the real estate business, Saturdays are bread and butter. especially because that's the day that we get to take a lot of our clients out to show houses that's, been working throughout, the week. And most people, it's the weekend that they have available to where we can go see multiple homes. But we decided that, the community means that much to us that we was going to dedicate one Saturday a month to come and forget about what we needed to do personally, but we would to create a platform where we can educate. So we've been, going on different places. We started in Yonkers. Last month, we brought it up to White Plains, and what an incredible experience that was. And this month, we decided to do it a little differently and got confirmation on it this week, as well, too. So it's funny. So I'm actually broadcasting live here in Putnam County, and Bree is in Westchester County.
Absolutely.
And Fire Landlord, for the first time, we are displaying in 2 different counties at the same time. How incredible it is. So as you guys are coming in, we ask you to share this. You can write any questions, any comments on the chat. Bree and I will be able to see it, and we're going to do the best that we can, as always, to answer all of your questions. So we're going to give you a couple of seconds. Call up your friends, call up your family members, text them, email them, tell them, get on this live. This is Fire Landlord Virtual Edition for the month of July. And we're here to educate you guys about the process of being homeowners. And we got 2 special things that we want to focus on today. But we also want to give you guys an opportunity to ask any and every question that comes to mind.
Absolutely. I'm going to just play the video back and then give them a couple of seconds. Get some people in the room.
Oh, man. I love that beat. I love that intro. I love it. I'm over here in the background dancing up a storm. I love it. I love it.
Awesome. So I don't know if my slides are going to work, but either way, we normally don't do it with slides, guys. Nope. So I just want you to get a notepad and a pen, because then that makes sure you pay attention. Yep. And of course, we're going to just go over today down payment and credit, because those are the top questions that we receive when we're in person. Yes. And we don't want to bore you online for too long, but we want to answer all the questions that you guys have. Most so, Polo, we could tag team on it, but if you want to take it with down payment, the importance of down payment, how much do we need down, and flow with it like that.
So whether you guys are interested on purchasing a co-op, condo, townhouses, single family, multi-family, land, investment property, whatever it is that you're going to buy, it's going to require your participation in a form of down payment. Okay, so it is extremely important. When the first thing that you want to do when you're even thinking about, man, I want to own something one day, or you know what, I'm tired of renting, I really got to see, what can I do out there? Start to get better at money management. You want to be able to start to save some money to the side. I know you have a life that you have to live. I know that you have bills, like we all do, right? We got to take care of. But when you allow yourself the opportunity to sit down and kind of like write out, okay, what's coming in and what do I have that's coming out, right? You need to know what your monthly income and expenses are, right? Because it will keep you honest. So maybe all you can do is put away $100 a week or $500, whatever it is that you can do. You need to know where you are. Okay, it's based on and it's different for everybody. But to purchase, whether it's a single home, a multifamily and up, you can do that through FHA, right? as low as 3.5%. Now, the reason why I didn't say co-op is because most co-ops, they require at least some 10%, majority of them 20%. And you'll find some out there also that maybe 15% or so. So when it comes to co-ops, those are regulated by the co-op board on how many percentage that you have to put down. But as far as purchasing a single family, multifamily and above, you can buy it as low as 3.5% of the purchase price. So for example, I got my little calculator here. On a property, if you're looking at a property, right, and you've been pre-approved for it, let's say $400,000, right? That's how much the property costs. You need at least 3.5%, which comes up to $14,000 as your down payment. As your down payment, you're going to need 14,000 as a down payment, not counting your closing costs, right? This is something that we'll speak about later on. But for your down payment on a $400,000 property, it is $14,000, guys, as low as $14,000.
Absolutely. I think it's important for them to know as well. I know you mentioned a $400,000 number, but as I was checking the numbers preparing for the event, the average home sale in Westchester County alone is almost $850,000. So that's the median. If that's the median on in Westchester County, sometimes we may have to, as we said in a lot of our seminars, that sometimes our budget doesn't match our style. Or you said it, you said it, so you got to say
what I literally say is normally, right, our taste does not match our budget. And I get it because I was a really extremely big fan of HGTV. It ruined me, okay? Because when I'm going out there,
you every time.
Yes, right. And we forget that these things are all wholesale, right? And we're not, and it doesn't really have a fair representation of what the market is and also what is out there. And one thing you're gonna have to realize, there's nothing wrong about having a wish list. Know what it is that you want, know what it is, right? But when you're going from renting to possibly owning your first property, understand this. Notice I didn't say your only property, right? Your first property, guys. This information that we are sharing with you, you can take this to the bank. You can literally come up with a plan that's going to suit your family's need. And this doesn't have to be your first and only. This could be the start of you building generational wealth through the education that real estate gives you to do. So don't be afraid on it. Look, you've been paying, whether you know it or not, you've been paying somebody's mortgage. Some of us,
the name of the title, Fire Your Landlord. You didn't just make it up, but the fact to fire your landlord.
Yes, some of us 10 years, some of us 20 years. Listen, what is this? I've been in my home now for 4 years. So up until 4 years ago, I was helping so many, 2 landlords actually paid off their mortgage. And I remember one guy, when I did the math, I'm like, wow, I paid $96,000 worth of this guy's mortgage. I don't know what he bought the house for, back then, but what I do know, I contributed 96 grand. So when somebody said, oh, I can't afford the house or I can't do, trust me, guys, with a little discipline and with some planning and knowing exactly the roadmap, which is why it was important to us to create kind of like this process to give you guys a roadmap. All right. And we're all in different levels on the road, but get on the map, right? That's what we're trying to beat into your mind. Even if you're at level 1, you're on your way there. And we're going to give you the information to help navigate you to where you need to go.
Absolutely. So you mentioned FHA is 3.5% down. There's also some conventional loans with 3% down. But those are the most important pieces. But as we mentioned, down payment is only one piece to the puzzle.
Yes.
We do have down payments. There is down payment assistance, and I can drop it, the link to that in the comments. I think I could share it in the chat. But down payment assistance is one thing. Most people want to consider down payment assistance, but not realizing that it will cause your interest rate to be much higher than it is right now. So a lot of people, we could talk on that as well, Polo, if you want to tag team with me.
Yeah.
The interest rate to most people right now is very high, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
However, compared to, so just see 1 second. So last year, so today, can you still see my camera? Because
I don't see you. You went black.
Okay, just give me 1 second. I just want to pull these numbers so you can still hear me though.
Yes, we can still hear you.
So as of May, single family homes in Westchester County are $852,500, right? Yes. Last year, 2021, the average was 810. So yes, interest rates are continuing to rise, but the truth is, if we don't buy now, we're going to be priced out of the market.
Yes.
So I heard a lot of people say it, and I believe it. Do not, you marry the house. Yeah. You're marrying your house, but you're dating your rate.
Yes.
So what does that mean? So that means later on, you could always refinance.
Yes.
You can get out of a 6%. Exactly. This 6% rate that you're in now. But the moment the prices go up, you're priced out of the market. There's nothing you can do.
Yes. Yes.
So a lot of people may feel as though they're already priced out of Westchester County with the median price range. So meaning we're factoring all areas of Westchester County. You may still be able to get something in Yonkers. You may still be able to get something in Mount Vernon, some areas of White Plains, further up north for less than that amount. But the median combined together equals that $852,000.
Look at guys, and the places like there's a lot of places. Westchester is a really big county. Filled with a lot of cities, and many of you may not even be aware. Just from White Plains, if you're okay, right? And I'm telling you, you want to be okay, because that's kind of like what I did. Just going 20 minutes, 25 minutes, half an hour further from White Plains, you're going to find yourself in cities like Yorktown Heights, which is still Westchester County. Cortland Manor. Right now, those are the places where you can get something below the median price of homes in Westchester County. Something like the late threes, like 379, 400,000, 430. And guess what?
More
These
land
areas are giving you land. You literally going to have more buck. You know what I'm saying? More, you're literally getting your money's worth if you allow yourself. I was teaching on Thursday on sometimes how our comfortability keeps us in prison because we're so used to for 15 years just walking to the deli, because where you live right now, everything is all around you and it's keeping you as a renter. You're really not happy where you live, but it's convenient. It works for you at the moment, but many people like myself, I knew where I grew up that I did not want to raise my family there when the Lord blessed me, with my own family. I wanted my kids to be in a safer environment. I wanted, certain things that was dear to me, like a better school system, better school district, because I'm a father. You understand? And I had children. So there are things that I had to sit down and say, how can I prepare my family for the future? So guys, you have to have an open mind and take a look at everything that is available to you. Yes, you might have to drive 15 more minutes, 20 more minutes. But if it gives you that house that's going to put your family in a higher level, in a better circumstance,
sacrifice. So you may have to sacrifice that now. Get on the ladder of ownership. Houses. So the beautiful thing is when you buy houses closer to the city, so if you still stay in a Westchester County and things in that sort, your value for your price in terms of equity that you're going to get, meaning when you buy a house, the values of the home in your area go up. So then that causes your property's value to go up. So the Westchester County holds a value and it grows much faster in Westchester County because you're closer to the city, right? So a lot of people go to Orange County and that's beautiful. We service Orange County. We service a lot of the surrounding counties of Westchester County, but the value that you're going to hold closer to the city is there. So if we have to sacrifice, move up to Yorktown Heights for a couple of years, maybe 3, look, within, so somebody bought their house, let's just going back to those numbers, 810 last year was the median. Let's use that as an example. This year is 852,500. Let's say that was a value of somebody's home. How much did they gain? $42,000 within 1 year's time. So even if I had to lock in for 2 years, you could still do that. And I think that's a great segment for you to testify to the people, Polo, exactly what took place in your life from you buying.
Listen, the moment that you started saying it, I was like, oh man, she's setting me up right here. Guys, as you know, through COVID, the last, I'd say 3 years now, things have changed dramatically. Again, like you heard, I said earlier, I've now been a homeowner now for the past 4 years. And when I purchased my home, I purchased it in the median 3s. Okay. Literally, I own a home that's 5 bedrooms, 3 bath, right under 3,000 square foot. And I am sitting on 2.5 acres of land here. Privacy. All right. My home is literally my piece. And I'm sitting in a meeting with Bree, and I was just, wanted to see. I had that itch because I see what these home prices are, and I see what the homes in my neighborhood are selling for. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. I'm like, what would happen if I put my house on the market? Okay, today. All right. What can I get for my house? Guys, I'm not even here 5 years, just 4 years. Purchased my home for about $360. All right. And I was one of those that was able to put 3.5% down. All right. So literally, when I look on what my home is worth right now on this market, I could literally sell my home between $650,000 to $715,000 on the high end. You mean to tell me in less than 5 years, we're talking about over $300,000 worth of equity? I could have literally sold my house right now. Let me tell you something. If rent wasn't not from God, I would have literally sold my house, paid off the 3-something that I owe, and walked away with over $300,000. Now, let me ask you this, guys. What bank can you keep your money in 4 years that they're going to give you $400,000?
Yeah. What bank in 4
Get in
years?
real estate, guys. Buy something. Trust me when I tell you, it puts you in the driver's seat. And now, look, I understand it's not for everybody. And some of us, all I can say to you, don't let fear keep you from getting in a position where God is going to bless your family. Look, don't just talk about generational wealth. Do your research, do your homework, educate yourself, find out what that looks like. Because some of us, we say these things and it sounds good, right? Especially those of us who are believers, right? It's one thing to talk about faith. It's another thing to live faith. It's another thing to walk by. We all say, I walk by faith, not by sight. Be honest. You're walking by sight. You're afraid. And I get it for good reasons. But if I'm on the same boat with Bree and I watch her get off the boat and walk on water, you can't tell me that she's better than me, that I cannot do it. No. If I see my sister can do it, guess what? Even if I need to ask her, Bree, can you hold my hand in this? Can you walk? Because Bree, that's family. She ain't gonna let me drown.
That's exactly what we're here for.
And that's why we're here, guys. We're here to hold your hand. Look, you want me to hold your hand, hold your wife's hand, hold your kids' hand together? Look, I group hug y'all. I'm big enough to do it. Trust me when I tell you. And we've been able to help so many families, Bree, the past 4 months. Absolutely. I am excited. And congratulations on that closing, man, that you had this week. I love it.
Thank you. So I think it's a lot for us to talk about the people that come to our seminars and the people that are out shopping with pre-approvals. Because as he mentioned, we've only been doing this for 5 months and we have 9 people that have come and gotten a pre-approval. But the truth is, those people that came, they didn't believe that they could buy. It was a matter of us walking them, like he said, trusting us and us walking them through the process and saying, okay, this is what you need to do. So the most, and this is a segment where I want you guys to also share some of the questions in the comments, because I want this to be interactive, and I'm on. If I look
guys,
this way,
start writing the questions. Use the comments field, put questions down where we want to answer. And if you see the message that we have going down here, one of the things that we have been doing, especially for believers and pastors, if you want us to bring this information to your house, okay, free of charge, we literally take care. Guys, we believe in what God has given us. And as a way to tell the Lord, thank you, we've decided to pull our resources together and invest back in our community. You understand? So if you want us to bring this to your church family, wherever you are, each month, let us know what month. Send us this email right here at fireyourlandlord@gmail.com. Say, hey, man, I seen you guys this on this seminar here. I think this is something that would be a great value to my church, to my family, wherever. Guys, we literally been on tour. Okay? So once a month, we have dedicated the second Saturday to literally go wherever God is sending us, whether it's Queens, Brooklyn, White Plains, Yonkers, Westchester County, Putnam County, Orange County. All right. Bree here, she is licensed in the state of Pennsylvania. Okay. And she's licensed in New York. I am licensed in Connecticut, and I am licensed in New York. And God is adding to our team to where we're about to get Jersey locked down soon. So we're going to be able to cover the whole tri-state. So guys, please connect with us, share this live, share this information. All right, each one teach one to help one.
Absolutely. So he said that is because it's a little different for us on here, because usually in the room we have people engaging back to us, right? And the main goal when we meet is not to talk and spit information out to you guys, but rather for us to share information that you need. Because even if I talk about, because we're going to go into talking about credit next, but even if we talk about that, you may not need that education. You may need an education on something else. So be useful, use the comments. Let's be interactive with this, so that way you can get the most out of it just from here. But nonetheless, one of the other most common questions that we receive is, what credit score do I need in order to buy? Right? So Polo, you could share it. What's the lowest? Even though we're gonna talk about why.
I'm gonna beat Rodney for a second here. Shout out to Rodney Lewis, man. He is our preferred lender, guys. The Fire Landlord staff. It's not just me and Brianna, but shout out to Paul Torres, which is one of the top real estate attorneys in the state of New York. When I tell you, shout out to Paul and shout out to Rodney, our counterparts here. Rodney handles the money, you know what I'm saying? So he's the first guy like we'll literally send you to. And he, again, just great information. Even if you're not at the position to where you can do something right now, he will give you a roadmap on what you need to do. So one of the lowest score that we've seen people be approved for and be able to get into a home via FHA is as low as 580, right? But like we always said, we don't want nobody aiming for the lowest, right? No. Because the lower your credit score is, it don't really gives you much options when it comes to these interest rates, to what certain banks are able to do for you, right? So you want to get to at least, I would say, a 640. But that perfect score that puts you in the driver's seat to where you like, nah, that's not what I want. That's not what I want. 740. 740 is the
740. Right? You call the shots.
Yes, you want to call the shots. I'm a boss. There's no way you're gonna tell me, I'm going to be paying these crazy interest rates. So yes, you can get approved as low as 580 credit score. But guys, one of the things that you want to do, you want to work on your credit. And I'm going to give it back to Brie, because she's like, when it comes to credit, this woman, she helped me, and I was able to turn around. And Brie, I don't know if matter of fact, I think I sent you a screenshot of it. There's a gentleman that attended a Fire Landlord a couple months ago, and he's, a little brother to me. And I've been speaking to him about the importance of credit. And of course, we guys will go into some things that you can do right now. Matter of fact, there's some things you can do right now today that's going to help your credit. But let's just say this. A couple months ago, this man saw his credit shot up 100 points just by following the little nuggets that we gave him. Credit utilization. Guys, stop spending so much of your credit each month. All right. Many of us, we are maxing out our cards. Stop doing that. They will tell you do not carry over more than 30%. Okay. So, but what we like to tell you, if you can get as low as 10 to 5 to 10%, you're going to be in great shape. So what does that mean? Let's go into our trusty calculator again, right? If you have a credit limit, all right, of 500, all right, you saw something at Applebee's that you wanted, this month. You saw something at Walmart and you spend $400. That's not a problem. What you need to make sure is before the end of that month, before the new cycle comes in, that you're not carrying a bill of $400 out of your $500 credit limit. What you want to make sure that whatever you spend before your new cycle is, you do not carry no more than $50. Because when you carry that $50, that means that's only 10%, which is a great number that you want to be in. Again, if you could even bring it down to $25, which is that 5%, even better. But stop carrying high balances. Look, death to minimum payment. Guys, minimum payment are killing our community, all right? Because you're not really getting nowhere. It's all interest rates. It's all interest rates that you're paying. Stop paying minimum payment. A good rule of thumb is this. If you do not have the cash, do not swipe the card. Oh, that needs to be a hashtag. If you do not have the cash, do not swipe the card. What do I use my credit card for? I use my credit card to do my gas, or I might use it to pay a bill that I know I would have been writing a check for anyway, or I have the cash. What I do is I use my card to show that I'm using my credit, but then I turn around and I pay these things off right away. All right. Kind of like give me like that Amex, that American Express mindset, because American Express don't do minimum payment. Whatever you spend that month, it's due that month. So guys, if you do not have the cash, have discipline. Do not swipe that card.
I think I got my the slides actually working.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's slide them up.
Let's see.
Uh-oh. Shout out to Bree, y'all. Shout out to Bree.
Impromptu. So we talked about down payment, but the QR code there takes you to a down payment assistance link. We know that some people need to buy right now and you don't have it, or you won't be able to save it in the next couple of years. And we shared that you want to lock in your number now. So sometimes you have to pay a premium in order to do that. So if you scan the QR code, or if you need it, you can email us or hit us up on IG at @FireYourLandlord, and we can share the link to you directly. Just hit us up in our DMs. For those that are Instagram, you could do that. So as we talked about the median price range, Westchester County.
That used to be 500 at one point, y'all. Oh my Lord. Whew.
Orange County is almost nearly a fraction of what you'll pay. But as we mentioned before, the value is going to hold different. In Orange County, the numbers are not going up as rapidly. Yeah. I believe last year it might have been in the 4s as well. So it's not going up as rapidly. But if you need to buy, Orange County is another option.
Yes.
What Polo shared about credit score, he knows a lot. He was dropping gems on you guys already. But he mentioned that you could buy with a 580, which is the minimum. 850 is a perfect score. But you don't even need a perfect. You cap out at 740, as he mentioned, when you're looking to buy a house with a mortgage.
Yes.
740. So
yes.
if you're in the fives or you're in the 600s, how can we find those extra points? So the most important thing is understanding how credit works. I'm gonna see if I can make it bigger. So
there it goes.
There you go. So there's two different scoring models. Most people don't understand Vantage score. They're like, oh, I didn't even know there was another scoring model. There's Vantage. It is a newer model. It was made in 06, I believe. But FICO is what most lenders use. So that's what I focus on. So you got 35%, as he was saying, pay those bills on time. 35% of your credit score is made up of your payment history. So can you pull out that handy dandy calculator again? So if 850
right here,
850 is a perfect score, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna take 850 and we're gonna divide 35%, 0.35. I believe that's how you get it. What did you get there?
850 divided by 0.35.
Is it 2?
That's what you said, correct?
Is that what did you get? I don't have a calculator here.
What is that? 242.
Let me see the screen. Show it to us.
I know you're gonna see it. 850. Let me do it again. Divided by 0.35 or 0.035.
0.35%. We need to figure out what's 35% of 850.
Oh, girl, here you go. It's 297.5.
Okay, so just in that category
you probably
alone,
seen it backwards.
Yeah. Just in payment history alone, in order to get 297 points.
Just off paying.
Just off of payment history. So that means if your payment history is horrible, if you have an 80% payment history, you're losing points just in that category, right?
297 is a lot.
297 is a lot. It's 35% of 100. So 30% is the amount owed, utilization, as he mentioned. You don't want to really carry or use over 30% of your credit limit. So if you have $1,000 credit card, you don't want to be using more than $300 on that card.
On that month, yes.
Right. So do exactly what you did with the 850 and the 30%. Believe it's 197
times 30% is 255, guys. 255 points right there.
So 255 plus 297.5, we're already in 500.
552.50.
So we get a 552 credit score if we get those two categories right.
Oh my Lord.
So we only need a 740.
Yes.
Or we want to push towards that amount. So 15% of your credit is the length of credit. How long have your credit cards been open?
Yes.
A lot of people that I speak to, we're very famous for, oh, I don't use that card anymore. Let me close that account. You know what happens once you close the account? It averages off of the next oldest credit card. So your payment history decreases. Give me the 15% number for the 850.
127.5.
So 127 plus the 500. What were we at?
552.
552. What's our credit score?
679.
Just off those two categories.
We're almost there, guys. We're almost there.
So the other two categories are both 10%. 10% is the type of credit you have. So there's two credit types. There's revolving installment, yep, which are your student loans, your car loans, anything that has an end date to it, right?
Yes. Yep.
And then revolving is your credit cards because you can pay it off and you can start all over. It's revolving. So therefore, you have to have both. How many people have just a credit card? Or how many people just have student loans and, oh, I'm not going to get a credit card because it's going to ruin my credit? You can never get to an 850. So the highest score you could have is a 6 and change.
Yeah.
If you don't have a mix of credit. And then the last category is new credit accumulation. So that basically means not adding too many cards at the same time. You get that card and then you go crazy and like, oh, I'm gonna get another one. I'm gonna get another one. They can't see how you're gonna balance these accounts out. So that's how your FICO score is made, and that's how you get an 850 credit score.
Wow. When you break it down like that, Bree, man, I feel like I want to go back and do things all over again.
You want to start over. You want to analyze. So if I had to give anybody a tip, one thing is you definitely want to be monitoring your credit. You definitely want to print out your credit report at least every 3 months.
Yes.
So my favorite part is you can get your free credit report by going to annualcreditreport.com. Annualcreditreport.com.
Yes.
So annualcreditreport.com allows you at this point in time, because of COVID, to print out your credit report once a week for free. Wow. It's not going to give you the credit score, but you could take a look at your credit report. One of my favorite facts to share is 1 out of 4 Americans have an error in their credit report. So there's 9 people. There's 9 people on here, and we got a couple of people on Instagram.
Yeah.
So then that means out of those people, at least 2 people have errors on their credit report, and they're losing some of those points from that 850 because of those errors on their credit report.
Wow.
Right. Wow. So that's how you break down credit, right? That's how you understand it.
Yes.
Most importantly, when it comes to your credit, is that you have to know what your score is and what is hurting your credit. So I think we help out just a bit by helping people understand how credit is made up, right? We think it's some type of mysterious thing where poof, I got this number, right? And then it changes on me because of no reason. No, we got to pay our bills on time. If anything we do is keep our utilization low, pay our bills on time, and have mix of credit. We'll be in close to in this mid 6 range.
Yep.
Just from that alone.
Yep. And guys, it's extremely important to we'll give you some nuggets that you can do right now, because I'm gonna share a couple of nuggets that I shared with my brother that was able to get his score just literally within the last 2 months jump up 100 points. And again, any nuggets that we give you, you have to have the discipline to follow through, because it's not just knowing what to do. You actually have to do what you know. Okay? You need to do. You need discipline, because if you don't follow through, it can also hurt you. Remember, information is always a two-edged sword, right? It could be used for you or it could be used against you. So be very careful. For those of you who have a good your best credit card, the card that you made sure that you're disciplined with, you don't utilize it, you're always paying it on time. If you are either married or if you have children, go ahead and you add them as authorized users. Okay? Now, when you add them as authorized users, keep doing the good work that you're doing with that card, keeping your utilization down, paying your bills on time, and all that good stuff. And when they send you the card with these people's name on it, find the nearest shredder. I got one right behind this sign. And you shred it. I'm adding you as an authorized user, but you ain't going to be using this card at all. Period. All right? What that does, guys, it's helping their credit. It is helping their credit. Let me tell you something. I had a family member who we did this, and they were in the mid 5s. Okay? They are now sitting 2 years later. They are sitting at 767, just off what I've been doing with the Capital One card. Just that one card. By the time my children are 18 years old, or they're going to have perfect credit, but be careful. If you adding anybody as an authorized user, it is not a green light for them to take a card and start, going on Amazon and go crazy. No. Keep that same energy, stay disciplined. Remember the goal, because it's not just good for one of us to have good credit. We want the whole family to have great credit, because when the whole family has great credit, now we're putting our family in a position to leverage our credit in order to build what we call generational wealth. By what? By acquisition of real estate.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I don't know if anyone has any questions, but
send these questions in, man. Send these questions.
Send your questions in the chat. If you have anything that we didn't cover that you may want us to cover in terms of real estate as a whole, we try to keep this very simple, but normally, as mentioned before, when we're in person, the dialogue, we take you from pretty much A to Z, right? How do we get to the closing table? How do we even start off? How do we start budgeting or money management? And flowing it right through. So for sure, every second Saturday, as Polo mentioned, we're in a location throughout the tri-state. And we would love to have you come out or invite us to your community, your church, wherever you see fit that we could share information. So you could email us at fireyourlandlord@gmail.com. So it's not your spelled out, is you are. So fireyourlandlord@gmail.com.
So following the same concept, we can already, let me look into my calendar here. August 13th. August 13th is our next Fire Landlord event. Again, we actually have that date open. So if there's a ministry out there, there's somebody out there that would like for us to bring this next month to their home, to their community, send us that email as soon as possible, because what we do, we love to create a registration link, of course, which is free. Why the registration? Because it gives us an opportunity to prepare for you and to bring the information that we need to, just to make sure that everybody is covered. And let me tell you something, guys, you're not just coming in into a clear eyes, moisturize. It's not one of those. No, we're giving you an experience, an event. We make it fun, and we love to inspire and motivate you. And again, I know Bree can agree with me. One of the things that really means a lot to us is when we meet people and we're able to take them from one level and to watch them thrive. And I think we just got a question, and it's, hello everyone, this is Sister Judith. How you doing? What can cause a bank to deny your mortgage after you have been pre-approved? That is a great question.
So it's funny that she asked that question, because so this is just step one, so you guys know.
Yes.
Once you start with us, we will take you on a consultation to find out uniquely what's your situation, what's the scenario that you're going through. And I give my clients 101 pitfalls. So there's 101 ways that you could possibly not get approved by the bank after they have issued you a pre-approval. I say that not to scare you, but to really tell you that throughout the process, it's very important that you follow out every move, or you speak with your lender prior to doing something. So some of the common ways I would say, and I wish Rodney was here, because we just had a closing on Thursday, but we had to save it, because throughout the process, one of the things you don't want to do is switch jobs. My clients switched their job. And it's, some lenders can't save it, but we have a great person on our team. So in the process, you never want to change jobs. That's a number one red flag.
Yeah. And don't quit your job.
And don't quit your job. We need that.
Wait till after you get the keys to the house.
If that's what you choose. But we like to get people into the house and create that legacy. So unless you have another job lined up, you always want to wait until after you close to start another job.
Yes.
Another thing is, some people stop paying their car notes, or they stop paying their credit cards, and things in that nature. If you stop paying some of those bills, you're going to end up having an issue. So I like to say to my clients that when you're in the process, you're definitely in credit prison. So you don't want to pull. Ray Moore and Flanagan. That's a popular one. A lot of people will go furnish their house before they even get the keys.
Don't go buy a new car, guys.
Don't go buy a new car. So there's a lot of ways, but those are like the top 3. Some people quit their job.
That happened to me last week.
What's that?
You know, remember when we were sitting there and I got the call that the deal down payment. You have to make sure that you're putting the right amount of down payment. It depends on what you're buying. Because if you're buying condos and you're buying co-ops, there's certain things that you have to do. Look at Sister Judy said, that's my store. Yes, you can visit that store after I put that key in your hand and we on Instagram doing that little doop, doop, right? After you get the keys and Paul gives you a hug, Paul shakes your hand and say, congratulations. You want to leave the closing table and run to Raymond Flanagan, I'll drive you there myself.
By all means.
Then, stay away. All right? And guys, be honest. Be honest. Because see, in the pre-approved process, it's based on the information that you're sharing and everything like that. But after we give you a pre-approval, right? There's a community called underwriting. Underwriting is like the Secret Service. They will go through your life with a fine-tuned comb. They're going to call your job. They're going to confirm every information that you presented. And if anything they find to be a discrepancy, you can put yourself at risk on losing that bank. So when you are asked to give your W-2s and paychecks and all of that, if you know you make $50,000 a year, don't tell us you make 75, because we're going to end up finding out what your numbers are. So the more honest you are, right? And I don't like to say the more honest, you should just be honest, because if I say the more honest, that you might think there's a 5% that you can fib a little bit. Be honest, because I cannot help what I don't know.
Say that again. I cannot help what I don't know,
God cannot heal what you pretend to be.
That is Pastor Polo for all of you guys who are watching after the fact. But another person had a question.
Yes.
Darlene.
Sister Darlene, how are you?
She's first-time home buyers programs. Where do I find them? Find that. So FHA, which is the first-time home buyers loan, that's most common, is one that most people use. It's 3.5% down. It's backed by the government, absolutely. It's 3.5% down. And they allow you to go higher with your debt to income ratio. So it's easier to qualify, and that is the loan that allows a minimal score of a 580.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I had used 4 years ago when I purchased, my home.
Yep. So with the first-time home buyers, a good thing to mention as well is you can buy a house a second time and use FHA again. So once you sell a house and you haven't owned, or once you sell that house that has FHA, or you haven't owned a house within 3 years, you can use the FHA loan again.
Yeah. So you guys want to make sure you do that. Look, different lenders, and this, I know there's a lot of different programs out there. You guys are seeing a lot. I love to say this, and I'm gonna say this again. This is the United States of these Americas, and really nothing is for free. All right. There are some things that it sounds good, but in this country, one way or the other, these people are going to get whatever it is they need. You might not see it in the front of the loan. Sometimes they'll just put it towards the back of the loan. Nothing Absolutely. In this country is free. There are some programs out there where they tell you they'll give you some things, but you got to live in a certain area, and you got to be in that house at least some places like 10 years. And if you try to sell the house before then, you're going to have to pay like all that money back. Guys, everything that's shiny is not always gold. What I would love for us to do is just prepare it. Prepare what you need to prepare. by saving your down payment. If you like to take 10 vacations a year, try to take maybe 5 and save the money of the other 5. Look, it's going to require discipline, and it's also going to require sacrifice. If you are willing to sacrifice one season of your life to enjoy multiple seasons,
Yeah.
trust me when I tell you, please do it. Okay? The more you can do for you, the more that you can prepare yourself and educate yourself. And parents, if you are here, whatever you're accomplishing in this life, whatever you are working on, all right, please have your children take a look at what you are doing. I am teaching this thing here, and my children are literally right here, not too far. Everything that I'm doing, wherever, whether it's something for church, whether it's something for business, because I want them to be exposed to it. Guys, let's educate our families. Let's leave a legacy, because look, we don't know what tomorrow is going to bring, right? We don't know. It is our job to prepare our children to have to go on without us if that's what life brings.
Absolutely.
Do we have another question?
I don't see any other questions. I just have on Instagram where someone came to our seminar and they're ready to connect now. And I also see that Miss Darlene mentioned that she's going to send us her daughter to get started in the process. There's another question that just came through.
Would you suggest a first-time buyer to purchase a townhouse or a regular home? That's a very good question.
I think that's based upon your needs, right?
Yes.
It's hard to say. It really goes down to your needs. Both of them are great purchases. I even recommend to some people to get on the ladder if they can't afford to buy a regular house, or what we would call a single family house, to buy a co-op, right? I've had a client who bought a co-op, and then 2-3 years later, even on that co-op, they got $40,000 to $50,000 check. So then now that's their down payment to go buy a regular house. So it really depends where you are, how much you have saved. Do you want to start now? Do you want to wait later on? That's a very unique question, but it goes down to what suits your needs. I mean, Polo, I don't know if you have an opinion on that as well.
Yeah, literally, I would say about the same thing. Guys, it depends on where you are. Look, as a first-time home buyer, I bought a home because the single family that I purchased was what was suitable for my needs. You know, I have a family of 5. You know, well, I mean, not just 5, 6, because you know, my mother's also, you know, with me as well. So we needed a specific thing that was going to work for what my family structure is, you know, upon that time, you know. So some people, to be honest with you, if I would ever suggest something, is maybe a multifamily, right? Because when you start to think about generational wealth, and a multifamily will cost you a little bit more, but being able to use that first-time home buying at that 3.5%, right? You're thinking about, look, a multifamily at $600,000, you're talking about $18,000, $19,000 as a down payment, and you would be able to live in one unit and rent out the other unit to kind of like help you. So again, it depends on where your mindset is. It depends on what your family structure is. And I get it. Look, not everybody could live together. You feel me? I definitely get it. I definitely understand it. But it depends on what is the best thing for your family right now. And there's nothing wrong, guys, if you can't afford a single family home that's maybe at 400,000, 500,000, 600,000, and all you can afford right now, when you go, you speak to us and we tell you, well, you approved for 300,000, and we're telling you that, you know, maybe you need to look into condo or co-op. Don't feel defeated, because you're actually going from paying somebody else's bill to now actually owning something that maybe you're 2 years away from getting that family, that single family house or multifamily or an investment property. Use what you have acquired as leverage, because right now, your apartment, you can't leverage nothing, because the moment that you say you out, they're not going to say, well, you know what? You've been here for 10 years paying $2,500 a month. Let me write you a check. It's not happening. It's not happening.
So most importantly, I think, to sum it up, is to fire your landlord, no matter how you shake it up. Fire your landlord. I don't know if we have any more. see if we have any more.
That's
questions.
good, Sister Darlene. That's right. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get it. We are ready. As soon as you're ready, we are ready. And guys, we want you to know that what we have built here, we literally have a team that's going to get you from A to Z. All right. From attorney, from banking, lending, of course, us as the realtors. And we have home inspectors. So home inspection is something that's really, we didn't get to talk about that today, but home inspection is something that's extremely, extremely something that you have to do. Okay. So I know this is a seller's market. In your opinion, is a 400, I'm guessing you say $400,000 townhouse worth it? Any piece of real estate is worth it.
Absolutely.
Any piece of real estate is worth it. Any piece, let me say it again for the people in the back. Any piece of real estate is worth it. You remember, guys, listen to what I just told you, what my home was worth 4 years ago to what's worth right now. That 400,000 that you're paying right now, the next couple of years, do you know how much that thing's about to be worth?
Yeah, even if it's in
No
Westchester County.
Is.
Yeah. We said last year Westchester County was low 8s. This year is in the mids. So any piece of real estate is worth it. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. Now, Miss Darlene has a question. How do I start an LLC? LLC? I mean, that's a different type of phone call, but there's plenty of ways you could do it. If you want to do it on your own, or I do have a source and a website. I just don't have it off the top of my head. So
but that's something, Darlene, send us an email.
Email.
fireyourlandlord@gmail.com. Send us an email and we'll be able to send you that information. All right. Because there's certain things here when we're online, we don't want to kind of like, put it out there because we don't want to speak as we're this and that. So we want to but we do want to make sure that you have this information. So email us at fireyourlandlord. Fire Your Landlord, remember, it's FIREURLANDLORD@gmail.com. Okay. All right. Send us an email.
Send us an email.
Send us the email here that you're seeing here. And we want to make sure that we get you that information. Yeah, and doing an LLC is definitely a good move. Trust me when I tell you. I got 2 non-for-profits and 2 pieces of LLC myself. So definitely.
Absolutely. And I got a couple myself as well.
You definitely want to do that. Okay. Thank you, Sister Darlene and Sister Judith, for asking some really great questions. Those of you guys that are out there, don't be shy. Don't be shy. You can
I just added the email at the bottom.
There you go. Please, everybody, please save that email. If you're not following us if you're on Instagram, find us on Instagram, Fire Your Landlord page, on Facebook. We're on all platforms, and we're also going to be building our YouTube page, right? I'm going to work. I know I keep Bree busy a lot. We're both 2 busy people because we have so much things that is going on. But what the goal is, we're actually going to be starting doing a real estate Fire Landlord podcast as well, to kind of like focus in on each topic individually to really break some things down so you guys can understand it. So pray for us that the Lord will continue to keep sending us the resources that we need so we can keep being a blessing to you guys. We look, nobody forced us to do this. We love to do this because we want to see our people win. All right. And that's what it's all about. We want to see you guys win. You win. It makes us feel really, really, really good. All right. Do we have another question in the train right now? So, Pastor, can you message me the email, please? Okay. All right. I will do that. Guys, follow our Instagram. This is our Gmail. I am matter of fact, Sister Darlene, I think I have Sister Darlene's number. I should.
Okay. I don't know if we have any other questions, but if not, we will let our good people have a happy Saturday. And I invite you guys to come join us at the next one that's close by to you, because I promise you the experience is much different. If you thought this was a great experience,
and we got food. We got food.
No, that's not only why it's great in person, but it's just honestly, outside has been closed for 2 years, even more. So just being together and fellowshipping with one another is just a different feel. So I encourage each and every one of you.
White Plains was amazing. I ain't gonna front. White Plains made me feel like I was like a billionaire. Like White Plains was truly amazing. So thank you so much, Bishop Thorpe, and the great people there, for allowing us the opportunity to use that facility in White Plains. And I was so glad that our community came out in great numbers. And where we started out at Ebenezer and Yonkers, at our Yonkers campus, that was so dope as well too. So guys, we have a lot of things coming, and it's not just about teaching you how to get into the house. Once we've taught you guys on how to go about this, getting you into the house, there's other things that we want to educate you on, right? How to get rid of your mortgage under the 30 years that you signed up for, because you do not want to be paying a mortgage for 30 years, because that $350,000 house that you buy, if you wait 30 years to pay that thing off, you're talking about you done pay $697,000 easily. So I'm in the process right now of doing it for me. So by the time you guys get in your house, I'll be able to show you, this is what I did. This is what I did to get rid of my mortgage under 10 years. All right. So that's what the goal is. That's the goal. That's the goal. That's the goal.
All right. Thank you so much. We appreciate each, every one of you. And we look forward to seeing you at the next one, which is always
the next live one.
The next live one, which is always hosted the second Saturday of the month. Follow us on Instagram as we update the flyers and more information there. Take care and enjoy your Saturday.
Pool time.